Enthusiasts and Pulsar fanboys had been waiting for the largest Pulsar for a very long time. Everybody expected the NS400 to be launched after the NS200 almost a decade ago. But that never happened and we got the Dominar 400 instead. Fast forward to 2024 and we finally have the Bajaj Pulsar NS400Z with us. Let's find out if it has been worth the wait. So first up, what's shared with the Dominar 400? Well, the engine, the chassis and the radiator. Well, what's similar to the Pulsar NS200? Overall, the bodywork has the same silhouette, but there is some stuff setting the motorcycles apart. So you now get this LED projector headlamp with these Z-shaped DRLs. Coming onto the rear, you get these tank extensions, larger shrouds and a belly pan. Also mirrors from the Dominar 400. Overall, this gives the NS400Z a character of its own. But from a lot of angles, it will remind you of the NS125 and the NS160 and the NS200 as well. In terms of ergonomics, this gets the same setup as the NS200 when you talk about these foot pegs. So they are slightly rear set that puts you up in a sporty riding position. Then if we talk about the seat height, it stands at 805 mm, making it 2 mm lower than the seat on the NS200. So this seat height is accessible to most riders. I'm 5'7" and I'm pretty comfortable astride this motorcycle. What I really appreciate about the NS400Z is that it has this new handlebar setup. So this is a wide upright handlebar unit compared to the clip-on handlebars that we used to have on the NS200. This has made it a really upright riding position, which is much better in the city and out on the highway as well. When we talk about the comfort of the seat, this is a really well padded seat. So you can have good comfort in the city and it's also good for shorter rides out on the highway as well. The NS400 gets the same engine as the Dominar. Now this motor puts out around 40 horsepower and 35 Nm of peak torque. The only change made to this motor is that the rear sprocket is now 1 tooth up when compared to the Dominar. This has helped it achieve a better low end pull. In our acceleration test, we found out that the NS400Z is 4 seconds quicker than the NS200. As you cross the 6,500 RPM mark, there are a few vibes which are felt prominently on the handlebar and they only get harsher as you rush to the red line. Unfortunately, the NS series is not as refined as the N series Pulsars. In terms of tractability, this motor is tractable enough to do 40 km per hour in third gear, making it quite usable in the city. Out on the highway, you can cruise easily at 100 kmph and the bike in 6th gear is just under the 5,500 RPM mark. You can also cruise at 120 kmph, but there's a very slight buzz at the handlebars and the pegs at that speed. The suspension is on the stiffer side to keep in tune with the sporty theme of the motorcycle, and the bike does handle decently at city speeds. We also got to experience the motorcycle at Bajaj's test track in Chakan, and what I've realized is this does take a little more effort to be tipped into corners when you compare it to something like the 390 Duke. Also, when you're really pushing this motorcycle hard, the front end does tend to feel a little twitchy. This is mostly because of the fact that the front does not get a radial tire. This right here gets a 320 mm disc brake, making it the largest disc brake we've ever seen on a Pulsar. In terms of performance, all that is required is a little bit of effort on the front lever and then it comes to a halt at an instant. When it comes to features, the NS400Z gets an LCD instrument console with a dot matrix inset and Bluetooth connectivity for turn-by-turn navigation, music control, call and SMS alerts, and it even gets a lap timer. It has a ton of information which is well laid out on the screen. The bike gets 4 ride modes including road, rain, sport sport and off-road. Each of these modes changes the power delivery along with ABS intervention as well. It also gets traction control, which can be switched off in sport and off-road mode. The switchgear includes 4-way buttons on the left side to navigate through the various functions, but the buttons are not very tactile and are a little difficult to press with gloves on. Additionally, it also gets a USB charging port and 5-step adjustable brake and clutch levers. Priced at Rs 1.85 lakh ex-showroom, this is the most affordable 400cc motorcycle you can buy in India today. Ironically, it is also the same price that KTM had launched the original Duke 390 for 11 years ago in our market. So it's great to see that you can get a motorcycle for this price in 2024. Overall, this does have the genes of a Pulsar. But are they enough to make it stand out? We're not too sure.